5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
Fan service. Sorry for shouting. The word was fan service. Yesterday, I couldn't remember the word, and then I genuinely spent like 10 minutes afterwards. I tried Googling a little bit, like trying to think, is it this and that? How could I find it? I don't really want to listen to a bunch of Marvel type podcasts waiting for them to use the word and remind me. I kind of just sat with my head against the wall, just in silence until like it slowly got drip fed like out of my brain, kind of just like fans. It's like it's fan. It's definitely fan something. It's fan. And then it came out like that. I got my Aussie hat on. I'm trying to simulate warm weather. It's been pretty raining again. Pretty rainy since God knows how long. It's April. It's almost May, and it's very winterous. Not cold, rainy. So we're trying to get some. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm wearing this hat. I just think it's funny. And also I can't be asked to comb my hair or something. What are we talking about today? Well, the first thing I actually saw today, which, well, sorry, it's sports related, but kind of not really. I don't watch tennis. Emma Raducanu. I mean, I could have seen this coming a mile off, to be honest. Which is that, she won that US Open, and ever since, the only time I ever see her name is by, headlines like Emma Raducanu, US winner, goes out in first round, and I get it. That's their job, to report on the news. And if she's going out in the first round, what else she meant to title it, right? But it kind of just feels like, the British press doing what they do best, which is just sort of destroying, young talents mentally, which I guess you could argue maybe builds them up to, or get rid of the weak ones, whatever. But, they love it. And like, I don't know. I think since she won the US Open, she's now ranked 85th in the world or whatever, which isn't great, considering it's a bit of a drop off. But at the same time, she's 20 years old. Andy Murray, another sort of British tennis player, kind of our best guy. Does he still even play tennis? I don't know. He's kind of our guy. He's kind of our best guy. I was like Googling some stuff before I did this. I was like, when did Andy Murray win his first his first like Open, right? And I think he also won it at the US Open, and it made him the first British male to win it since some dude I've never heard of, right? From a while ago. So it's like it was a big deal. We ain't got many great British tennis players. Maybe we got some more coming through right now, but we didn't for a while. It wasn't really our thing, you know what I mean? And or maybe the sport was just dominated by Djokovic and Nadal. How many can I name? There's another one. Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. By these guys for a long time. And I think he beat Djokovic to get that US Open win. But that was his first win in his career. That was his breakthrough. And that came in 2012. So that was about 10, 11 years ago. Andy Murray would have been about 25, 24, 25, I think. She won her first one a good 6, 7 years earlier. 5, 6, 7 years earlier. I'm 18. Pretty impressive. And I think she was against another person similar in age, but impressive nonetheless, right? But ever since then, it feels like we've kind of just been, I don't know, almost praying for the downfall. It's sensationalizing it. Is that the right word? And it's just like you could have seen us coming a mile off. And I think that she's trending now because I think she's pulled out of a lot of Opens through like injury and like stuff like this. I think she's pulled out one recently, and she had an interview where she got asked 16 questions and she gave a total of 58 words. Like in the whole interview. So they would ask her something like, so Emma, you obviously you play tennis. It's been quite the drop off since obviously the US Open, but you're fighting hard, still young. How are you feeling going into the new tennis, the Open this weekend? Obviously summarize your thoughts on that, and how are you feeling looking forward into the near future? And then she'd be like, yeah, good. And then, okay. And then ask the next one, and she'll be like, like she'd just like say like 2 words for each answer, like yeah, no, yeah, I'm fine, yeah, good, stuff like this. And like now, so like not only did like the press and like stuff immediately jump on her as soon as like she got some losses, right? Which is going to happen once you win something, you get big. But it's like you could win all you want no one gives a fuck. But the second like you're big and they can like use your name and be like, whoa, this person we put all our money on saying was good is now being shit. You know, let's put that in big bold letters, right? And talk about it like that. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so not only did they do that, but they now that she's like, oh, I don't really, I've grown to hate the sort of press like everyone else does. Now I hate the media, and I'm not really going to give much effort here. You see with a lot of tennis players, they just don't like doing the media training. I think it's less because she hates media, but what's her name? Osaka? No, she's American Japanese, I think. I think she represents. I can't remember which one she represents. She's like a big tennis player. Doesn't like doing media. I don't know if that's just like a shy thing or something, but sort of similar. And yeah, and then getting a lot of backlash from like basically being rude, like rude to the press, like now like having attitude or something. And it's just kind of like, I had to Google the age, still 20 years old. You know what I mean? And in my mind, obviously I don't really watch tennis, I don't really get it, but I'm like, you've won a US Open. You've already technically, you're down as like you're somewhere in the history books of a decent tennis player, like just by winning one. British tennis player. Because look, there may have been some good ones back in the black and white days. I don't really know. Like throughout school and stuff, everyone kind of put their money on like Andy Murray. And by the way, none of these people are even like proper. Like Andy Murray's Scottish, and like he doesn't even like England. So like, but we were still claiming him at school. I remember like Wimbledon and stuff. Like it was a big deal. Everyone was like, we finally got someone to cheer for. He's half decent, and we'd have to sit there eating strawberries and cream and shit, like in the hall, just watching tennis. We didn't even get it. And Emma, to be fair, I think she was born in like Romania or something, but still, she moved here when she was like 2 or 3, and it just kind of feels like we ain't got that many great ones. She's probably already down as like up there. I'm not saying she's like top 10, but like to win one at 18, like, and you've achieved more than Andy Murray did, at least for another 5-6 years buffer. So like, it's a bit harsh. You know what I mean? It's a bit harsh to expect like. If she walked out after that win and said, I'm the next Serena Williams, I just won at 18 and I'm really good, I'm going to go on and be the next best female tennis player in the world, then it'd be fair enough to maybe slam her after she's had the form she's had. But she didn't give herself, there was those titles. It was the press and the media who gave herself the next Serena Williams and put all of that on her. And then now they're acting like, whoa, you're meant to be the next Serena Williams. What the fuck's going on here? It's like, I just won the US Open. I was surprised myself. You guys then said all that about me and put all this pressure on and started like covering me so much and just dishing out all my losses and stuff like this. Loving it. It's like, this isn't really I'm trying to play my tennis. It's a hard game. It's cutthroat. So yeah, I just think it's like, you could have seen this coming a mile off. Like history repeats itself. And like, you don't win an Open by accident. She'll win more. She's 20 years old. Is Andy Murray still playing? I mean, I swear like Nadal and all them, the men, his hair was thinning out. Like the guy looked like old as shit, and he was like playing his last game only recently. These people, they play till they're like 35, 40 maybe. I don't know if you're good enough, you'll still play, innit? So, I don't know. I thought it was a bit harsh. I saw that. I thought, this is crazy. Emma Raducanu. It's so quick. Like they'll lift you up and they'll make you out to be like the best person in the world. The best thing since sliced Andy Murray, but then only so they can knock you down and get the same headlines. It's just like, it's one of those industries, one of those jobs who people are just never gonna like you. They're just never gonna like you. Like for the most part, if you're like, I don't know why this is the case, but I know estate agents, people don't like them. If you're an estate agent, for the most part, people just aren't gonna like you, man. But they're not like scummy people in general. It just feels like people don't like them. I don't really know what the meaning is behind that one. But I've never dealt with an estate agent. But more so, if you're like, you work in like, there can be good journalists. It feels rare though. It feels like you're either boring and you just ask boring questions, or you're just like sensationalist or whatever. But if you work in like making for tabloids, headlines and stuff, people just think you're scummy. If you work in like paparazzi, and I know everyone's got to make their money somehow, but it just feels like you could just do Deliveroo. There's plenty of people in this world who like need to make that. This whole thing like, oh, come on, man, they got to make their money. They just got to feed their families and stuff. It's like, yeah, Everyone's got to do that. You know what we do? Guess what we're doing right now? We're working in McDonald's. Yeah, we're working at a local warehouse. We're doing night shifts. Yeah, we're doing Deliveroo. We're still earning the money we need to earn. We're not finding the scummiest job we can do, cash in hand or whatever, running around being a little weirdo. There's other stuff you could do. It's not like it's the only option available to you. And it's just like, if you do that job, there's something wrong. Like, you can't be... You can be a good, you can't be there's some faults in your character. If like you want to just go around like genuinely hiding in bushes, being a little creep, filming people on the beach and stuff and selling it to papers. It's just weird. It's weird that that's even like a legal thing to do. Like, it just feels odd. I don't know. Like, it feels like the type of thing that in the future I'll look back on and be like, back in the day, it was actually a job where you had to go around in public and photograph people without them knowing in sort of vulnerable areas, sort of out on the beach or whatever, just doing their thing, living their life, and then sell it for cash, and make crazy headlines that usually aren't even true. That's right, they could just make it up. I think the kids in the classroom would be like, what? Really? The type thing. It's just like weird, man. If you're like a policeman, usually people aren't going to like you. And it's just one of these things. Like, these media people, it's just one of these things. I just felt like talking about it. Raducanu. Raducanu is what they'd be saying. Oh, God, sign me up for the job. I'm better than I thought. But yeah. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the Flash trailer. And since I watched that Flash trailer, I've listened to a couple of podcasts. The reviews that came out for it, what people have been saying about the Flash trailer. And it's all, like, amazing stuff. It's all amazing stuff. And I said, like, I'm really trying to bite my tongue, because I said yesterday, like, oh, I want to let people enjoy their thing. Like, when Infinity War came out and I was super gassed, someone walked into the room and was like, this looks pretty cringe. We would all just chuck tomatoes at them and say, get the fuck out of here, normal guy. The nerds are having fun. Get the fuck out. You start bullying, the people who were, the jock walks in. What's this nerd? You say, we beat the fuck out of him. This is cool, man. So, like, I don't want to be that guy walking into the room with all these DC fans, or even just comic book fans in general, just having a laugh, just loving life. They're on top of the world right now. And be like, this looks mid. But, like, it just does. And it's like, I don't know why I don't see what they see. I see these, it's like, I really don't want to watch it. I have no interest in watching it. But at the same time, I just feel like if in any conversation in the future, if I want to air my opinions, the first question is going to be, oh, have you seen it? And if I'm like, no... It's going to be like, oh, we'll see it then. And I had the same thing happens to me with like Justice League. And I had to see it just so I could be able to stand up in conversations. And I hated it. And I don't think it's going to be bad like the Justice League. I just don't think it's going to be, I just don't think it's this amazing thing. What I do think is it's fun. It's a bit of fun. You know what I mean? It looks like fun. People are going to go there, have the time of their life. Woo, wow, woo! They're going to be cheering. American fans like just cheering, which I actually want to talk about. But they're going to be loving it. But from the reviews, a lot of the reviews, it's like, oh my God, extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. One of the best films I've ever seen. Not comic book film period. Absolutely sensational. Ezra Miller's acting and like saying stuff about the film that's exceptional, which I can see in the trailers. So if they were saying things that like story beats, stuff you can't tell, but stuff I can see in the trailers, Ezra Miller is acting. He's not a bad actor, but I just think he's weirdly cast as Barry Allen in the first place. And I just think he looks pretty mid. He just looks like he's playing at age too young or something. It looks like fun. That's the most I can give it to. But people saying it's like this best comic book movie ever made. It's just like, I love No Way Home. I would not say it's the best comic book movie ever made, because it's just like, it has plot holes. Like, it lacks certain things which it makes up for in like the eventness of it. It's crazy. I don't get it, but here we are. There was something I wanted to say about it. Hooping and hollering and whooping and wallering. People seem to love it. I mean, I'm just happy I'm not working in the cinema right now, because I know a lot of people are going to go see it. It's going to make a lot of money. And but then again, I know a lot of people writing these reviews are people who naturally like comic book movies anyway. That's why it's not just like these are the average critics who go to like the average odd film here and there. It's like, because like when Avengers reviews come out, they're similar. It's like people saying, oh, it's culmination. Everyone loves using that word. A culmination of 20 years of filmmaking or whatever, or 10 years, whatever it was. And 20 films, 10 years of filmmaking. A culmination of comic book movie. Saying it's like the best thing since sliced bread. Like, a lot of these Marvel movies have like 90... a lot of them have like near up, like Far From Home, I think, has 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. You know what I mean? So like, they either get different critics to watch Marvel movies or superhero movies, or the critics are just more lenient in what they say about it. Because Far From Home is not a near 100% film. I liked it, and that's the thing. Like, I can like these movies and be like, oh, this is great. Like, I like Infinity was one of my favorite movies ever. But then step back and be like, well, no, Infinity was different. I actually really like. I think Infinity was great regardless. But like, I don't know. Far From Home, I liked it. But like, I wouldn't be like, oh wow, this is like some 97% rated movie or something. Like, I just, I don't know. There's an evil thing inside of me that wants it to fail, which is harsh. But what can I say? I like seeing people cry. I don't, but I do. I do. I don't know. And I'm not rooting against DC. I just haven't. I just don't know. I don't know what it is about the film that makes me not want to like it, because I don't know who directed it, so it's not against the director. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm just not here for it. And on the audience thing I wanted to bring up is, yes, when No Way Home came out, when Endgame came out, when Cap catches the hammer, when you see Andrew and you see Toby, was there like cheers and gasps? Yeah. Was that normal? No, that doesn't happen here. Okay, that's weird here. Like, and when I say cheers and gasps, it wasn't people standing up in their chairs being like, "Woo! Hell yeah! Come on, Toby! Woo! Yeah!" It wasn't that. It was, "Whoa! What the hell? Oh, whoa!" Now we can carry on listening to the movie, guys. Cool. That's what happened. In movies in general, it feels like pretty often American screens, they'll cheer in most films. Like in Winter Soldier, when Cap like throws the shield and then Bucky catches it, right? That would be enough to admit a gasp, like, "Whoa, shit!" No, man. The only times there was cheers in the films I've ever seen would have been Infinity War. No, Endgame catches the hammer. That's the first time I've experienced people cheering. And it was, again, cheering is an over-exaggeration, because it wasn't, whoa, whoa, what? It was one, like, whoa, like that, maybe, type thing. Even, that's how it sounded altogether. And then the No Way Home, when they walked out, yeah. When I see, and it feels like now it's became a thing where audience reactions go up on Twitter and stuff. Maybe they play into it more or something, so it's even extra added on. But when I watch some of these American audience reactions, it is insane. Like, you can tell why a lot of people watch the film maybe more than once, because you can't even hear what's going on. Like, it's people standing up in chairs, pumping the air, people jumping on. You would have thought it was a last-minute winner just went on. Hog Dini! Like, it is insane the way they act. Like, they get up and say, yeah! Like, it's like this is their Super Bowl, whatever. Like, wild. And I like that. That's fun. But at the same time, wait, what did he say? Ah, fuck, I got to pay you another ticket now to watch this fucking again. But that's how these movies make $1 billion, man. That's the real reason how these movies are making £2 billion. Avatar, I don't think that has whoopee moments. Don't ask me how that got there, but yeah, no. James Cameron doing his thing. That's another film that I just have like a vendetta against. Just don't want it to do well, and it just does. And I just don't get it. Like, Avatar's another one. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. That's even more so. That gets nominated and shit, and I get it. It's CGI, beauty, or whatever. Wow, it's crazy. I don't get it. I mean, God forbid the Flash is... There's a reality where Arsenal win the league and the Flash is Oscar nominated, and that better not be the reality I'm currently living in. Yeah. Like in the trailer, he goes back in time to stop his parents dying. I'm going back in time to change whatever event led to Arsenal winning the league and the Flash being Oscar nominated. I don't care the repercussions. This was 125. Scene 126.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.